Cancer, this message comes through because you've been carrying more emotional weight than anyone around you realizes. You've been moving through your days holding a calm face, but underneath, something has been quietly draining you, overwhelming you, or making you second-guess your strength. Spirit is showing me that this reading is meant to clarify what's been weighing on your soul, what you're finally ready to release, and what your next chapter looks like when you stop carrying burdens that don't belong to you. I'm Ira, and if you want your personal 2026 forecast, my one-year in-depth reading is now open for $155. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe so this reaches the people who need this message. The first energy that comes forward is Ten of Wands, and immediately Spirit shows how much emotional responsibility you've taken on in silence. You've been trying to keep everything together: relationships, work, family, obligations, expectations, and somewhere in the process, your own needs slip to the bottom of the list. This card shows exhaustion from trying to carry too much, but also the realization that you can no longer continue this way without consequences. Your body and your intuition have already been giving you signals that something has to change. The deeper layer of the Ten of Wands shows that you've been doing the emotional labor in connections where the other person should be meeting you halfway. You've been the one holding the space, initiating understanding, stabilizing the energy. Because of this, you've been living in survival mode without noticing it. Spirit says you didn't choose this pattern consciously. It's something you were conditioned to do from past experiences where you had to be the strong one. The third level of this card reveals how much you've suppressed your own feelings to avoid overwhelming others. You've been functioning with emotional endurance, not emotional fulfillment. You've been holding your breath in relationships, hoping someone will finally show up with the same effort, the same emotional presence, the same care you've been giving. But Ten of Wands says that your tolerance has reached the edge, and this is where emotional honesty begins to surface. The final layer of this card is liberation. Spirit shows that a burden you've been carrying isn't even yours, whether it's guilt, responsibility, or pressure from someone else. You're finally ready to put something down, whether that means delegating, distancing, or detaching. You're not meant to live your life as a constant cycle of holding things together for everyone else. The next energy stepping in is Five of Cups, showing that something in your emotional world has felt like disappointment, grief, or an unspoken sadness. This isn't the dramatic heartbreak type. It's the quiet ache that comes from unmet expectations, unreciprocated care, or moments where you realized someone didn't value you the way you valued them. This card shows you're processing a deep emotional truth, even if you haven't said it out loud. The second layer of the Five of Cups highlights a past situation you've been replaying in your mind. Something didn't turn out the way you hoped, and part of you keeps revisiting it because you never got closure or clarity. Spirit is showing that this emotional loop has drained your energy more than you think. The sadness isn't just about what happened, it's about what you invested and didn't receive back. The third message here is about emotional attachment. You held on to something because it meant a lot, because you tried, because you cared deeply. But Spirit says that clinging to the emotional version of the past is blocking the new emotional expansion that wants to enter your life. You're not stuck because you're weak. You're stuck because you cared with your whole heart. The fourth layer of this card shows the shift. What you lost or what didn't work out was protecting you from something long-term that would have drained you even more. Spirit is guiding you away from mourning what left and toward realizing what room it created. Your heart isn't breaking, it's recalibrating. The next energy entering is the Chariot, your own major arcana, showing movement, direction, and the return of personal control. Something inside you is waking up again. Your drive, your clarity, your emotional authority. You're stepping out of passive coping mode and into intentional movement. This is when you begin choosing your path instead of adapting to everyone else's. The deeper layer of the Chariot shows that the moment you reclaim your emotional boundaries, everything in your life starts shifting. People respond differently. Your energy changes. Your decisions become sharper. You stop absorbing other people's chaos and start protecting your internal space. The Chariot says this isn't just forward movement. It's empowered movement. The third layer reveals that Spirit is helping you align your mind and your emotions so you stop feeling pulled in two directions. You've been trying to be strong and sensitive at the same time, but this card shows those two energies can work together instead of against each other. Your emotional intelligence becomes your strength, not your struggle. The fourth aspect of the Chariot is victory, not the celebratory type, but the quiet victory of feeling in control of your energy again. This is the moment where you stop reacting to life and start directing it. Spirit is guiding you toward a path where you move with purpose, not pressure. The next card arriving is Seven of Pentacles, showing you've been waiting for results, progress, or clarity in an area of your life where you've invested a lot. This card shows a season of patience, maybe too much patience, where you've been wondering if your effort will ever pay off. Whether it's a relationship, career effort, personal healing, or financial plan, Spirit says your energy hasn't been wasted. The second layer of the Seven of Pentacles reveals that part of your frustration comes from not knowing whether to hold on or walk away. You've been in evaluation mode, trying to understand if something has potential or if you're pouring energy into something that won't grow. Spirit is saying, you're about to get clarity. The third layer shows you've outgrown waiting without receiving. You're moving into a phase where you're more intentional with where you invest your time and your emotional energy. You're no longer willing to pour into situations that stay stagnant or people who stay inconsistent. The fourth message from this card is reassurance. Your patience is not in vain. Something you've been nurturing is reaching a turning point. Something is maturing. Something is aligning. The results you've been waiting for begin to take form as soon as you stop settling for slow emotional returns. The next energy coming forward is Page of Swords, showing curiosity, new information, and mental awakening. Something is about to give you clarity, a message, a realization, a conversation, or something you observe. This card brings mental movement after emotional heaviness. You're starting to see things differently. The deeper layer of the Page of Swords highlights that you've been picking up subtle signals for a while. Someone's behavior, someone's tone, someone's patterns. You've been analyzing them quietly. Spirit says your intuition is correct, and the clarity you receive now helps you make decisions without emotional confusion. The third aspect shows you're entering a period of learning someone's intentions, learning your own needs, learning your boundaries, or learning what no longer serves you. This card brings mental empowerment. You're becoming less reactive and more observant. The fourth layer indicates new ideas or new opportunities entering your mind. You begin considering paths you once ignored because you were too emotionally drained to explore them. Spirit says your perspective is expanding, and that expansion opens new doorways. The final card landing for you is Ace of Cups, showing emotional renewal, healing, and a fresh start in your heart space. Something opens again. Hope, desire, trust, or the willingness to receive genuine emotional support. This card brings emotional softness after a long period of emotional survival. The second layer of the Ace of Cups shows that Spirit is refilling a part of you that's been empty for too long. You're reconnecting with yourself. Not the exhausted version, but the version that feels deserving of love, rest, and emotional nourishment. This new beginning isn't coming from someone else. It starts with you. The third aspect reveals that new emotional experiences are entering. A connection that feels safe, an opportunity that feels fulfilling, or a moment that restores your faith. Ace of Cups brings emotional alignment, not emotional pressure. Something enters your life that meets you at your level, not below it. The fourth layer is the blessing. Your heart is healing, your emotional capacity is returning, and your spirit is lifting. You're entering a chapter where you're no longer carrying emotional weight alone. This is a reset, a renewal, and a reminder that better emotional experiences are already on the way. Your affirmation: I release what drains me, I receive what restores me, and I honor the emotional truth that guides my path.